Here's what nobody's telling you about the Vancouver real estate market in December. It didn't crash, it didn't boom, but it finally became honest again. And if you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for clarity, well, you just got it. Let me show you exactly what that means. Because look, I get it. You've seen all the headlines, you've heard all the noise. Vancouver's market is either collapsing or about to explode, depending on who you talk to today. But here's the thing about the noise. It's designed to make you feel something, not understand something. So let's cut through it. In this video, I'm walking you through exactly what happened in December across Metro Vancouver. Not what might have happened, not my predictions, definitely nothing based on fear. Just the data, the patterns, and what it means if it were your money on the line. Because here's what I've learned about watching thousands of transactions in the market. It doesn't lie, and opinions are just that. They're opinions. So let's look at the data. December didn't surprise the market. It just confirmed what was building all year. Activity slowed seasonally. That's normal. Prices softened compared to 2024. That's just real. Here's what really matters. Buyer behavior fundamentally changed, not disappeared, changed. See, a weak market is when demand just vanishes. People stop showing up, listings start stacking up, and then no one's buying. That's not what happened. What happened was a selective market. Buyers stayed in the game. They just stopped rushing. And that one shift rewrote the entire playbook. The biggest change in 2025 wasn't price, it was patience. Think about what that means. Buyers stopped making emotional decisions. They stopped assuming prices would keep climbing. They started comparing properties like they were shopping for cars. And sellers who adjusted, they did fine. Sellers who waited for urgency that never showed up, well, their homes just sat on the market. And here's the entire year in one line. Homes priced to sell, sold. Homes priced on hope, did it. That's it. That's all. That was the market. Now let me show you how that played out in the various sub areas of Metro Vancouver. Let's start with Vancouver West, also known as the West Side, because this is where reality hit hardest. West Side condos and townhomes spent 2025 recalibrating after a strong 2024. By December, sales ratios hit a balanced territory. Prices dropped year over year. But here's the shift that matters. The West Side name doesn't carry automatic premium anymore. Location and layout matter way more than a postal code now. A well-located, well-laid out unit priced realistically still moves. That same unit price like it's 2022 doesn't. It just sits there. And what does that tell you? Buyers are comparing. Sellers don't get the benefit of the doubt anymore. And honestly, that's not bad. That's just normal. Single family homes on the West Side face the hardest adjustment all year. High price points, elevated inventory, zero urgency from buyers. This segment flipped firmly into buyers' territory. Now, that doesn't mean nothing sells. It means buyers set the pace. Fewer sales, longer decision cycles, real price softening. Here's what happened on the ground. Buyers had options. They have time, and they have all the information. And sellers who respect that reality, they're closing deals. Sellers are waiting for 2022 to come back. They're watching their homes collect dust. This segment isn't forgiving anymore. Vancouver East, also known as East Van, behaved completely differently in 2025, and it's worth understanding why. Now, in comparison, single-family homes in East Vancouver proved to be the most stable all year. Prices softened modestly, inventory stayed elevated, buyers took their time, but they didn't disappear. Here's the difference. Buyers in East Van are practical. They run the math. They look at duplex potential, renovation costs, land value. When the numbers work, homes move. When they don't, they sit. Simple. East Van doesn't reward optimism. It rewards realism. That's why this market stayed stable while others wobbled. Condos in East Vancouver showed some of the healthiest momentum in the entire city. Sales ratios actually outperformed the West Side in several segments. Why? Affordability and practicality. Entry-level condos and family-oriented townhomes attracted consistent interest. But even here, even in the strongest segments, pricing discipline mattered. Premium finishes didn't justify premium prices anymore. The lesson holds. Downtown is where Expectations got tested the hardest in 2025. By December, the market sat squarely in balanced territory. Median prices down year over year, one bed selling more consistently than larger layouts. Premium towers completely lagging behind, and for good reason. This wasn't fear, it was about choice. With inventory up, buyers could afford to be picky. The hype had left the market. They're comparing buildings, strata fees, layouts, price per square foot like they're shopping on spreadsheets. Because they are. Downtown isn't weak, it's just disciplined again. Now let's look at the different sub areas. Yaletown held firm, walkability and amenities kept it competitive. The West End stayed active because of relative affordability and the lifestyle appeal. Not surprisingly, Cole Harbour lagged and needed sharper pricing to move that inventory because downtown isn't one market. Each pocket behaves differently. December made that crystal clear. West Vancouver. Detached stayed buyer leaning at higher price points. Buyers were disciplined. Homes that justified price sold. Others didn't. North Vancouver showed pockets of genuine demand from lifestyle buyers, not speculators. Quality and location mattered more than the headlines. Richmond, monthly volatility reflected low December sales counts, not market shifts. Small samples exaggerate percentages, read the trend, not the month. Ladner and Tawasin, some homes sold over asking, even in these slower conditions. That's not momentum, that's scarcity. When inventory is thin and the right buyer shows up, outliers happen. The lesson across all these areas is 1 month never tells the whole story. All right, if you've hung on this long, let's make this practical. Whether you're buying, selling, or just trying to understand where you fit, here's what matters. If you're buying, you do not need to rush, but you do need clarity. Good homes still attract competition. Leverage exists on anything priced ahead of the market. Know what you're looking for and move when it shows up. The market won't wait forever, but it's not punishing hesitation right now either. That's a luxury, but use it wisely. If you're selling, the market won't meet you halfway anymore. The first price you list at is the most important decision you'll make. Get it wrong, and you're chasing the market down for months. I've watched sellers lose $100,000, sometimes even more, not because they're priced too low, but because they were priced too high and had to keep dropping. Every price drop tells buyers something. They were wrong before, maybe they're still wrong. Pricing isn't optimism, it's strategy. And right now, strategy wins. Here's what people get wrong about market shifts. They expect drama. They expect crashes. They expect headlines. But markets don't crash quietly. They normalize slowly. And that's exactly what happened in December. No drama, no panic, no euphoria, just clarity. It showed where leverage sits, where expectations belong, and where realism is being rewarded again. If you've been waiting for the right time to move, either buy or sell, the right time isn't a date on the calendar. It's when your situation, your goals, and the market reality all align. And figuring that out, that's not a generic answer. That's a real conversation. So if you want the full neighborhood reports, if you want to talk through what this actually means for you in your specific situation, or you just want to understand where your home fits in all of this, the links are below. And if this breakdown was useful, let me know in the comments. What neighborhoods are you watching? What questions do you still have? Because this is not about me talking at you. It's about figuring this out together. And if you like these types of videos and you want to be informed about the market, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.